We welcome you into Eastern Washington University's Recreation Center for Game 1 of the 2024-2025 PAC 8 Championship Playoffs. Good morning, everybody, or hello, wherever you may be watching from. We've got people from watching from all over the world, really. I'm Ryan Carlson, thrilled to be here with you at the PAC 8 Playoffs, bringing you to this morning's action here locally in Cheney, Washington, between the number 1 ranked California Golden Bears and the visiting, well, make that the 8th ranked Tritons from UC San Diego. Well, I guess it's the time for the anthem. We'll just throw it down to ice level for that right now. Continuing where I left off. Hi again, everybody. My name is Ryan Carlson alongside Josh Gores, and we got Gary Allen here as well. We've got a trifecta of broadcasters on the program today. And, well, let's start with you, Josh. It's an honor to be up here representing Cal Ice Hockey and really Bay Area hockey as well here in the PAC 8 up in Eastern Washington.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's definitely a little bit colder up here than we're used to down in the Bay, but it's great to be up here. It's excited to be back at the PAC 8 playoffs. Always a very exciting time of year for the season. And very excited to see the Golden Bears show their first playoff appearance with this new and improved, now undefeated in the regular season, California Golden Bears team.
And we're getting ready for opening puck drop. Gary, how you doing down there?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to the tournament kicking off.
We got Gary here. He's a local here for Eastern Washington. And you'll be on the call later tonight for the Eagles versus the Trojans.
That is correct, sir. Looking forward to that game.
Same here. And Gary will be on the mic here during the day as well. It'll be fun. Chance for the Tritons here as Cal turned it over in its defensive end. Now Cal moves up the ice and into the offensive zone. That was Patrick Liu with a chance. And it got blocked just wide. Maybe a 2-on-1 for the Tritons here. Shot into the glove of Aiden Como, who gets the start in net. And that came from Sean Miller, La Jolla native. La Jolla, San Diego, beautiful area. Miller goes off to the bench after getting the first real shot on net of the game. And the Tritons will have an offensive zone face-off. Taking it will be Tartaglia. Wins it back to the right, but not far enough for the defenseman. Peter Dukakis was sitting back there. But Cal takes it instead. It's Liu looking for it in his skates. Tangled up with Wismuller. And we got a whistle coming from the far corner, a hooking call early on. And looks like the penalty box for UC San Diego is opening up. We got our first penalty of the weekend going to Alex Tatoian into the box from Pasadena, California. Tatoian tied for first in points on this UCSD team. And now he'll be in the box for 2 minutes at 48 seconds of the first.
Well, we'll see how the Bears do with this power play in their games against Oregon. They had a very deadly special teams, I believe, going 4 for 5 and then 1 for 3 on their power plays in those 2 games.
The puck's going to escape the zone, and Cal will have to regroup. Nice forecheck by Wismuller on Sean McAvoy. McAvoy starts the breakout up to his left. Here comes Kodai Mizuno. First all PAC 8 team last night. Also all rookie team given those awards at the banquet, along with the netminder Aiden Como. Taken away by the Tritons and wristed down the length of the ice on the penalty kill, and the San Diego will get a quick change.
What I do like what I'm seeing is the Tritons, what they're doing are doing a 1-2-1 in their zone, and it's kind of clogging up Cal right now on their cycle passes. That's kind of an intriguing setup the Tritons did.
That was a nice stick out of the air by Andrew Chua to bat it down, clear at the length of the ice. We've got 45 seconds left on this man advantage for Cal as they enter offside. So a whistle and a neutral ice face-off upcoming in a 0-0 game early on. Welcome all of our viewers tuning in from all over. We've got the comments section up on our screen, so feel free to let us know how it's sounding and if there's anything we can adjust or edit while you're watching, of course. So I'd love to hear from everybody while we're going live here from the playoffs. 30 seconds remaining on this Cal power play. First man back to get it was Dukakis for San Diego. See the scoreboard at the top of your screen there. Bartolo has the puck, takes his time, slides it back up top. Dolan takes a look, wanted to go to the corner, but it was picked off by Chua again. He's done that a couple times on this penalty kill. This will pretty much do it, although Aiden Como wants to force the issue. Up for Chabaklo. Won the hardest shot in the skills competition, although this shot was deflected and it kind of fluttered into the glove of Matthew Malo with the Triton logo on his jersey. He freezes it, and we're back to full strength here. 2 minutes, 50 seconds into the first. Some good pace here so far, gentlemen.
Well, I like what the Tritons did on that penalty kill. They went, instead of your usual diamond, they just went a 1-2-1. And it really clogged things up. It was a very interesting setup that they had. I haven't seen it for a long time.
Yeah, I also think the Bears, for their next power play, if they do have one, are probably going to look to try to, instead of just trying to set up and make plays, to just really try to put the puck on net and get scoring opportunities, and at least try to get it close into the zone where they can at least make some rebounds, because, they were making a lot of passes, but they weren't really putting anything on net.
Well, that's what I remember about the Bears a lot. They cycle extremely well, and they kind of got out of it, but that's why I was wondering if it wasn't the way they tried and set up. But the Bears are definitely a great cycling team.
Nice backhand sauce pass by Mizuno. Looking for the defenseman Lee. He's going to go to the box for a tripping call. Kind of had to take it almost, even though he had a defenseman back there with him. And he will go to the box. 2 minutes tripping. As it looks like he got a good piece of, I'm looking at the roster here. I don't see a number 3 on San Diego's roster, but so not quite sure who that is. But it's Lee in the box. 2 minutes tripping at 3:42. And the Tritons will have their first attempt at a man advantage. Here's a wrist shot through traffic. Somebody parked right in front of Como. And he makes the strong stop with no rebound, as parked right in front was Tartaglia, looking to get the scoring started here in the playoffs. And Gary, you and I were talking about that. You're going to have to get some traffic in front of Como if you're going to solve him. Cal's biggest story of the year, having a goaltender like Como in the net for most of the season.
Well, he's simply outstanding. I can't think of a better word, and that's why when we were talking yesterday, that's the only time I can see him get beat is if you flooded a lot of traffic in front of him. If you don't, you're going to have a long day.
And the Tritons did just that there. Como able to find it through traffic. And, of course, Como grew up playing in Southern California, AAA hockey for many years for the Junior Ducks. And also 1 season with the AAA Phoenix Junior Coyotes out in the desert. Had his best season with the Coyotes, playing AAA hockey. Then he went to play some juniors up in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League and also in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Here's McAvoy skating down the left short-handed. And no shot on net as he got tangled up Here comes the Triton attack the other way, led by Sham Liu. Here's Patrick Liu with the backhander, length of the ice, and just about 75% of the power play killed off.
You know, it was interesting. I was just overhearing some of the coaches' conversations last night from the Cal bench about that situation with McAvoy tending to kind of go off on his own a lot, and they were kind of worried about some of the defensive pressures and openings that would cause, especially on their special teams, if they have one of their wingers, going up, and how they prepare to get the back check going. And seems like they were able to hold it off this time, but that'll be something to watch out later on in the game, seeing if the Bears, in their effort to try to generate some of the offensive power that they've been showing this season, might give up something defensively to the San Diego team.
And McAvoy, an offensive defenseman, he's got plenty of experience playing NCAA D3 hockey over in New York. Here comes the Cal attack the other way, and this is offside, as entering just a step ahead of everybody was Roy Chibaklo. And McAvoy went to Hamilton College in Clinton, New York, private four-year university. Played NCAA D3 hockey there. Second season with the Golden Bears. Here's Chibaklo off the draw, and Gary, we watched Chibaklo last night in the skills competition hit 92 miles an hour with that shot. Here he comes through center now.
He definitely has a rocket of a shot. Now, gentlemen, since you cover Cal so much, what do you think the Tritons are doing that are their system doing something different? I'm just not used to not seeing Cal putting a ton of pressure on their opposing teams.
That was a good chance by Chibaklo. He spun one on net, and Malo there with the save. By the way, we're back to full strength. Well, what do you think, Josh? What do you think about the Cal system?
I think it has less to do with Cal's system right now, and I think more to do with the situation the team's in right now. We were talking last night. A lot of these players are, feeling, a little under the weather coming out of this past week. A lot of these guys also have a lot going on with school, so I know this early game might be a little rough for some of the guys out here. So I'm thinking they might just need a little bit of time to warm up, get a feel for the game, get a feel for the system that San Diego is playing, and adjust accordingly as the game goes on. So I think we're going to have to wait and see how it warms up and how the game progresses. But, yeah, right now I think it has more to do with the players than anything else.
I'm watching the Tritons, and I haven't seen them come out with this much pep. And I've only watched them 4 times, but they've seemed to come out of the gate firing. And that's why I was asking that question. Is it the system they're using, or if the Cal has to settle in and get into their cycle game? Because they put a lot of pressure, and they haven't even – and one thing I've noticed that Cal does a lot, and I've really been impressed with that, they pinch their D-man quite a bit down there, and I haven't noticed them doing that. So that might be it, Josh. There's might be under the weather a little bit, and they're waiting to get some of their energy back.
Well, we know that it's that time of year. Here's a nice chance by Mizuno. He had to pull it in between the legs. It carried off the glass back in front. Down on his side is Malo in the blue paint, and he kept it out. Now he's looking for where it is.
Almost the goalie's worst nightmare.
It's inside his pad. It took a weird bounce, but good job by him to follow it and track it.
Some lively glass down there. And Gary, you got a good view of that opportunity. Did that just bounce back over the crossbar?
Yeah, it just took a weird hop up on top of the glass and came right behind. But I was impressed with the netminder to even track it, because he had it, kind of turned on it, and the puck kind of just fell in between his pad.
Yeah, he definitely reacted fast to that. I was a little bit surprised, frankly. I was expecting kind of a mad dash for the net, open puck, people trying to keep it out or put it in, but he found it.
Cal controls off the face-off, but the Tritons found it. Out of the zone. Here they come. Wismuller down the right side. On the forehand. Skates by Sepinen. Goes for a severe angle shot up high on Como. It stays out. Banks off the far boards. Lou gallops down the right. Lou shot wide of the net as Malo was there. Now the captain. Wismuller again the other way. Puck just too far out of his reach. So he's pressuring Turia, who finds it, gets it to a man in space. It's Lou. Tried to make a move around San Diego's Logan DeFreitas, who's from the South Bay, Morgan Hill area. And DeFreitas played AA Junior Sharks hockey and also played high school hockey at Valley Christian. Wind up in a shot. Rebound in front. That shot came from Burbank, who's playing at the point. The Seattle native back in his home state, Jack Burbank. Backhands across the blue line to his defensive partner. This pass picked off. Intended for Bartolo all the way down. Como double clutches and wrists it up the wall. Marley down low for Gutierrez. Couldn't handle it. Now Turia smoothly skates up the ice. Bartolo on the backhand, throws it in front to a vacant point, and it's filled just in the nick of time by Lee. He got there, kept it onside, and offside is the call here. The ref, the official with the hand up in the air. By the way, this weekend, a couple of officiating crews doing, each crew doing 2 games today. Here's Dolan. Pass intercepted. McAvoy backhands it to Nahavandi. Across for McAvoy. Chips it, or make that Dolan. Chips it ahead for Lee. Right circle. Spins away from pressure and cycles it down for Chibaklo. Along the end wall. Up top, Lee. Dusts it off. Now Dolan. Into the slot. He had Nahavandi sitting there open in between the hash marks. Center of the slot, but it was broken up by San Diego. Halfway through the first, no score, a couple of penalties, one for either side.
Yeah, I am noticing.
Chance in front for Cal, and it's gloved and held. Josh, you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am noticing the Bears are starting to seem a little bit more lively, seeming like they're feeling a little stronger, making some of their plays. And it's, I think we're kind of at the point where it's, just a matter of a few made passes here and there that's separating a broken up play from one that we're calling a goal. So I think we should start watching out for the Bears to start putting on a little bit more offensive pressure on the Tritons here soon.
Well, I'm noticing with the Tritons, they are definitely sticking to their game plan. They're playing great positional hockey, and they're not chasing the Bears. And I think that could get them in trouble if they did. But I've been really impressed with the Tritons on how they're just working their positions and staying there.
Here comes San Diego with a chance, and Como got his left leg pad just down in time. It was a partial 2-on-1. Tartaglia was there. There's a wrister through traffic. Loose puck in front. Tartaglia picks up in the corner. Spins it up the boards for Max Lim. Whistle blows here. I think we got a hand pass.
If I was the Tritons, the only thing I would do different right now is, again, we talked about it yesterday a lot. We'll talk about it throughout the whole thing because that netminer is so good. They need to flood him a little bit more. Beyond that, I think the Tritons are definitely going with what they want to do, but they're going to have to get somebody in front of the netminer because if he sees it, he stops it. It's just plain and simple.
I also think sometimes the Bears are kind of getting caught in their offensive zone and, being forced to fall back on the back check and, play on their back foot a little bit because I think they're not expecting it to pop back as much as it is because, like you were saying, the Tritons are playing a pretty locked down defense and forecheck.
Well, that's why I'm counting on you. Sorry, Josh, I didn't mean to jump. That's where I'm counting on you guys because you've watched Cal so much. I've only seen him 4 times, and so that's why I was popped some questions is because I can only go off what I'm seeing. But so thanks for your input on that one.
Odd man chance. Lou, wrist shot. It got through, and an early whistle. Cal throws its hands in the air. Does Patrick Lou, and who was he with down there? It looks like Brian Bartolo. He had a 2-on-1, and it snuck through Malo, but he's bailed out by an early whistle. And Gary, did you see the puck sneaking behind him there?
It did. He initially had it under his pad and just kind of kept moving on him. I could see where Cal was upset on the quick whistle, but then on the other hand, where the referee was at, I think he just saw it was under his pad, but the Tritons definitely got a break on that one, and I can see where Cal is upset with this quick whistle.
Yeah, I mean, and even from a officiating standpoint, usually you want to, even if it does just go straight under the pad, you want to give it to a second to just make sure the puck is settled, and I think that's where the frustration from the Cal players are coming from on that.
And they should be frustrated on that one, but the Tritons definitely got a break.
Here they come again. San Diego into the zone. Nice stick handling by Shamlou. Tries to jam it in. Near side of the net. Denied. It comes back to the boards. He picked it back up, and we've got some pushing and shoving there in front of Como as the whistle sounds. Como had it, and some tensions rising, but who was that for San Diego? Sean Miller with moving his glove hand down as to settle any hostility there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bears got to make sure that they keep their tempers tempered here because, especially when the other team is, playing a pretty lockdown system and they're being disciplined, the game can change very fast if you start spending a lot more time in the box.
We've seen both penalty kills, both power plays so far. Everything killed off. Pretty even first period so far. Shots are 7-6 in favor of Cal. And an early whistle on a shot on Malo keeps things 0-0. Here's Reyna off to his right. A wrist shot by McAvoy ends up in the corner. Now the point. Dolan with some space. Fires one just wide of Malo. McAvoy picks up. Gets it taken away from Shamlou from San Jose. He'll dump it in and go off for a change. Tritons get 5 new skaters out there. Reyna couldn't handle the pass. Banked off the wall and flicked ahead and down by Wismuller. Cal plays it behind its own net. Como looks on. Dolan from the corner. Shrugs off a check. Gets it out to center. Tritons tag up. They took it away. Quick snapshot. Como, nobody in front of him. Saw it the whole time. Got a little snow shower after the shot there and gave a little tap to the forechecker, Tartaglia. And I'm saying the same names for these Tritons. Their top guys really putting on the pressure here early.
Yeah, the long-distance shot like that against Como, when he sees it the whole time, no traffic, he's stopping that all day, every day. So Tritons really got to make sure that they're putting on a little more offensive pressure, relying less on the breakouts and more on the setup plays, getting traffic in front of the net to try to break through the brick wall that is Aiden Como.
Dump and chase here for Cal. Works in their favor. They set up. Sepinen. Backhands one up the boards. Far circle, hash marks. Fought for in the center. And now brushed over to the corner. UC San Diego's got it. Tartaglia deflects it up the ice. Tatoian to center. Cal from the red line fires it back in. Tritons make a quick change. Now pressure. Here, taken over by Cal. Nahavandi to the slot. Chibaklo spun it off the pads of the netminder Malo, who was there. He was down, and he freezes it.
The Tritons got extremely lucky on that one, and that's what they can't do against Cal. That was the first time I've seen them get away from their system. They tried to get a little fancy. The guy lost the puck right in front of the netminder. With a team like Cal, you just can't make those mental mistakes, or they're going to make you pay.
Yeah, it's going to be something to watch out for, especially if the game stays this close going on later into even the second period. The Tritons got to make sure that they still stick to their game plan and stay locked down because, like you said, Cal will not shy away from any openings they see in their opponent's defense.
Andrew Chua starting the charge from his own zone. He goes in, follows the puck, snapshot on Como. He fought it off. Henry Conlon in the center and offside here at the blue line as Conlon was there with, looks like Trent Torria was over there, so was Caden Roloff.
I'll tell you one thing. I think if the Tritons can go in, even up with Cal I think that's going to really give them a boost in their momentum because there's no question they came out with a specific plan. It's worked so far, and it could go a long ways if they can go 0-0 after the first period.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, if it keeps staying this close, and if they get a little bit more confidence, they'll have to be careful to not, like you said, try anything too fancy and really, take the system as far as it can get them.
Because it's working right now for them. It'll be interesting with Devin doing an adjustment in between periods.
That shot was fanned on by the Tritons, and it was Shamlu with a great opportunity there. He fanned on the shot. Now Cal the other way. A little heeled shot in front of Malo, and now they're batting at it. Lou is down there, side of the net, and the puck bounced over the net into the corner. Baker kept it into the blue line. Lou, Baker in the slot. He fired one just wide from the top of the far circle. Sepinen had Baker down low, but it was intercepted. Not enough on the pass to get there. So here comes San Diego the other way. Madden Marley for the Tritons. Good defense by Cal. Golden Bears ahead the other way. Taken over by San Diego. 0-0 tie in the first, and this will be a big confidence booster, momentum booster for the 8th seed San Diego if they can go into the first intermission tied with Cal, the undefeated team from the Bay Area in their conference.
Well, if it stays 0-0, I'm assuring you that Devin Cox will be having a conversation with the Bears in the locker room, trying to not only solve the system of the San Diego team, but also just trying to help get the team's energy back.
San Diego getting in the shot lanes, doing a good job of preventing Cal's chances from getting on net. Burbank to Reyna, stick handled at the red line, and he got it poked away from him. Golden Bears have to touch up, under 4 to go. First period. Baker gloved it down and kept it in. Up the boards, the captain tangled up. Chance for Mizuno, off the post. He rang it off that left post. Closest opportunity for Cal this period, other than that one that snuck by on that earlier whistle. Mizuno just inches away from breaking the ice here. Here he is again. In front, he had Reyna crashing towards the net. And just out of his reach. Jason Lee gets back. Breaks up the attempt for Ken Rolnick. Up ice. Cal starts the breakout. Mizuno to Chabaklo. Made a nice move. Into the high slot. Shot into some shin pads. Andrew Chua got in the way. Now the Tritons try to filter it through center. They had a man breaking across the logo. It goes all the way down. No icing. Bartolo with some space, and then offside is the call again. That's a second or third time that Cal has entered the zone offside. Halting any play, obviously, down the ice. They got to take a neutral zone draw.
Yeah, a big flurry of missed opportunities there for Cal. A lot of chances. I think the chances themselves, especially that shot off the post there that was so close, is giving the Bears a little bit more energy here for the final few minutes of this first period.
It'll be interesting, and since you guys know Cal really well, as how easy it is to frustrate him, if at all. Because right now, the way the Tritons are playing, they're really clogging up any offensive attack Cal's trying to generate, and they're kicking it up at the neutral zone, which is interesting because that's usually where Cal gets going.
Well, and that's what I saw on that last flurry of attempts was Cal was really able to get some momentum going, coming back out through the neutral zone, a couple quick passes up, but it kind of seemed like it would fall apart close to the net there. So it seems like they've gotten a couple of parts of the equation figured out. They just need that finish now to really get back in their fuels.
Cal caught on an icing as momentum was picking up and pace was picking up. So they'll face a defensive end draw with 1:41 to go in the first. No score. Ryan Carlson with Josh Gores And Gary Allen bringing you the action this morning. Game 1. Sepinen backhands one off the glass and out. Right back in are the Tritons. Tartaglia into the corner on the backhand, working against Turia. And he tried to force it to a man in front. Batted away by the Golden Bears. Here's McAvoy. Tries to get around Andrew Chua, the sturdy defenseman from San Diego. Got a penalty upcoming behind the play. Como exits the net. It's going to be a Cal power play once the Tritons touch it, or maybe if Cal scores, they won't have one. Here's a chance. One-time shot in front of Malo. What a save made by the San Diego goalie. He got his right leg pad and blocker side across to stop Caden Roloff on a one-time chance, keeping it 0-0. But Cal back to the power play to try to build off of that.
That was an incredible save by the netminder. He has some really quick lateral movement on that one. That was an interesting penalty call on that because it happened right in front of me, and they're calling it an interference. And so I'm intrigued by that call from my angle.
Cal with a chance to put a score up on the board here late in the first on the power play. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Make that today. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. Chabaklo from the corner into the middle of the near circle. Golden Bears keep possession. Reyna slows the play down. Chabaklo sneaks to the high slot. Back for Reyna. Wrist shot. Just missed wide. Maybe glanced the post, Gary. I don't know if you saw post there.
It kicked off his blocker.
Blocker of Malo. Chabaklo. Far side. Dolan. Back across Reyna. Chabaklo shoots high and wide over the net. Under 10 seconds left. Dolan keeps it in. Has a man to his right. Fan on the pass. Gets it to the slot. It was rolling on him. And as the final seconds tick off, we're scoreless after 1. And Cal will come back into the second period with over a minute on this man advantage. The Tritons enter the first intermission locker room tied with the Golden Bears, the undefeated 25-0 team that leads their conference. And that's going to be a positive thing for these Tritons to take into their locker room. And while we're scoreless through period number 1, gentlemen, what are our thoughts?
Josh, I'll let you go. You know Cal a lot better than I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a little bit of a, unconventional start for this Cal team. Usually they like to come out hot and scoring fast, but, maybe, it's a little chilly up here. Maybe the engine just needs to warm up a little bit. They need to get going through their cycles, feel out this team a little bit, and honestly just build up momentum. I think a big part of it is momentum, where they're feeling the energy at. And so I think the coaches are really going to try to build up the energy in that locker room to come out strong on the second. And, what Cal really needs to do is, just score one fast coming back into the second and get their mojo back a little bit. Yeah. Let that engine get up to speed so that it can finally run and they can get back into their usual form. But, yeah, unless they're able to get a little bit more energy and really crack through that Tritons defense, that system that's been kind of clogging them up and annoying them today.
I think that's what's crucial for Cal, is to get on the board quickly, since they'll have the man advantage for the 105. Because the way the Tritons are playing, they are definitely slowed Cal down. And again, I'm speaking guardedly, and that's why I rely on you guys, because you know Cal. But it looks like they're frustrating them a little bit. I'm watching some of their players. They're chirping at each other a little bit, which I've never seen that out of them. I think that's the frustration that the Tritons are doing. But I'm telling you, if they keep their system on, it's working for them right now. So it'll be interesting to see how Cal adjusts to it, because they got a definite game plan, the Tritons do, and it's working for them right now. But you can't count Cal out. I've seen them enough that they can score in a flurry. So we'll see what happens at the second period.
That we will. Scoreless after 1. Back after this. You're watching PAC 8 playoff hockey from Eastern Washington. Back to action here at the Eastern Washington University Rec Center, just in time for the puck drop. I had to run back over here into the booth, but we're here. Ryan Carlson back with Josh Gores and Gary Allen for period number 2. Cal starts on the man advantage, the power play, and they move from left to right down in the corner. It's Burbank. Pass across looking for Lou. San Diego's going to get there first and clear it all the way down.
Well, this definite penalty kill is huge for the Tritons. I'm interested to see if they can get by this, and the next 3 minutes is going to go a long ways for the rest of this game. This is a momentum-building power play for Cal, in my view.
If only we had a little microphone in each locker room to see what was talked about between both teams. 10 seconds left on this Cal power play. Down low, McAvoy fires a shot, loose puck in front. It was handcuffed by Burbank, spun back towards the middle of the crease, and, well, it's iced, but first one down there is Wismuller. Cal takes over. Headman feed looking for Baker. He's going to pursue the puck into the corner. Andrew Chua trying to bowl his way out of his own end. It's inadvertently kicked back to Sean Dolan by Brennan Baker, who was trying to find the puck. Got it all the way down into his own end. And Cal ices it here. 1 minute and 41 seconds into period 2.
Yeah, the Bears not really getting everything they were hoping for out of the dwindling minute of the power play that they had starting here on the second period. Definitely looking to try to, really try to build up momentum here, despite not getting it on the power play. Going to be really trying to apply a lot of pressure on the Tritons from the get-go here in the second period.
Bartolo behind the net, gets ridden into the wall, maintains his pursuit of the puck, and he got it back to the point. Dolan had to retreat back to center. He almost held it in. Bartolo fires one on net. That one tipped off a defenseman. It kind of fooled Malo. And he got the glove on. He was sliding from left to right in the crease because that's where the puck was initially headed. That's what he read, and it hit off the pants of a defenseman and glanced more to the right. It almost fooled him.
That's where his quickness really played a part in that, because he almost overslid the puck.
And it was sinking like a curveball. It could have been dangerous for San Diego. Here's a dangerous play for Cal as they had a man behind the defense shoe in Amura.
Yeah, I saw Sepinen swiped at that one, but it got by him.
Yep.
Almost a little breakthrough chance for the Tritons. Called off by the refs, though.
A lot of Bay Area representatives on this UC San Diego team. Players making the great SoCal NorCal switch, as so many students do.
I even see Berkeley as a hometown on this roster. Max Lim.
Yes.
Playing against the university in his hometown.
Here's Taria. One of those transplants as well from Southern California. Now with the Golden Bears. Dangerous chance in front. And it was fought off by Malo. The ref got in the way of a clearing attempt. So San Diego clears the other way. They play it towards the middle. Now Havandi's there. Off the glass. Caromed into the high slot. There's a wrister just wide off the stick of Tartaglia. Chua keeps it in. He gets bodied down by Henry Conlon. Good hit. Spot 4 in the corner. Taria has it. Plays it up the boards. Kept in just barely by Tatoian. Deflected off a stick at center ice. And slides all the way down. Jason Lee from center ice. Into a block by the captain, Wismueller. Here's McAvoy with a shot into traffic. It was blocked. Dolan skating back, picks it up. With a head of steam around his own net. Dolan cross center ice on the backhand. Poked away from him briefly, but he kept possession. Now Lee along the end boards for Lou, far side. Played it back down there. Nobody there except Hudson Gerke for San Diego. Cal takes it back over, and a block shot goes skyward into the netting, and we get a whistle off of the deflected puck.
No, it's interesting. Usually the Bears are so, deadly and explosive on offense because they are able to make, those explosive plays, be fast, get out the zone, catch the other team on the off foot. But against this San Diego team, it's almost seeming like with how much they're able to choke up their plays, they either need to find out a way to really up the speed or maybe even, try to focus on having a little bit more patience entering the zone and trying to kind of work with what they're good at and build up their forces on the offensive zone and try to cycle through for some plays and, crowd up the net and try to get something that's going to go in, because right now it does not seem like they're able to breach through the Tritons defense.
Well, they look like, and this is what is kind of stymieing me right now because I'm so used to Cal attacking, and they're kind of sitting back right now. And again, I go back to, I don't know if it's the way the Tritons are working their system, because I've noticed this period, they're not really focusing on the guy in front. They have their one defenseman off to the side of the netminder, and I think they're trying to get a breakaway stretch pass off that, and that's really intriguing to me because they're really not concerned about the person in front of the net.
Here comes San Diego, a wrist shot. Oh, and that glanced off the glove of Como and above the crossbar. Nice wrist shot from Gutierrez. That was the dangerous chance. Here's Mizuno. The speed down the right, dropped it for Baker. He tried to one-time it, and it was broken up by San Diego's Sorab Shamlou.
Oh, unbelievable stop right there. Lightning fast reflexes, almost wide open shot. Seems like it went off his right shoulder, just barely.
Thank you, Josh. My eyes were on my rosters over here. So
I thought that was a goal. I thought it was going to be a
you heard
lightning reflexes.
You heard the San Diego bench erupt. Here's another wrist shot in and out of the glove. A rebound there from Malo. And you heard that Triton bench erupt after that save was made. It's going to give him a little boost here going the other way. A snapshot on Como. Had trouble with it. It generated a little rebound in front of the Cal goalie. He jumped right on top of it. Over 5 minutes gone by in period 2. Still no score. Thanks to Malo at the other end.
Pick up where you talked about, Josh, on that one. I was with you. I thought a point-blank shot. That puck was going in, and Marlowe did an incredible job of getting his pad out there. And one thing I'm noticing, every save he makes and every time they seem to tie up Cal, they're getting a little bit more momentum.
They're getting energy, too. I mean, look at the bench.
And it's kind of like Cal still strikes me as they're trying to figure out, okay, what are they actually doing to us? Because right now, the Tritons have done an outstanding job on it, and they're putting more pressure on Cal, and I'm not used to seeing that at all.
No, it's definitely not what we're used to watching Cal. I mean,
Chabaklo with space down the right side. Cuts in front. He scores! And the net gets taken off of its moorings and slides out of the paint. Chabaklo's mobbed in the corner. Cal takes a 1-0 lead as quickly as that, just after the heroics by Malo, and he's got his teammates down there consoling him and saying, keep doing what you're doing. You've been keeping us in this thing so far. Don't let this get you too down.
Well, now it'll be interesting to see if the momentum shifts now, if that woke up Cal a little bit. Because what happened with that one, the Tritons D-man took the wrong angle on him. And great job by the Cal player to keep going out wide, but it was an angle that got his opening, and so it'll be interesting to see what kind of life this goal gives Cal now.
Now, what I really think happened is I think they could hear us down on the bench talking about how sleepy they were, and They said we got to go shut these guys up real fast.
They got the live stream on down there.
That's a good one, Josh. I never thought of that one. Devin must have mic'd himself up.
Yeah, because the timing on that was impeccable.
It really was. Chabaclo realized that he had a step on the defense, and, well, the Minnesota native puts it home. First goal of the playoffs. Brian Bartolo and Trent Torria get the assists as we hear it on the PA announcements. Here's Patrick Liu trying to settle the puck down. Gets hit into the corner. Now broken out. A whistle at the blue line offside on Cal again.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because, sometimes in these games when it's locked up for so long, people just need to be reminded that they can score, especially on Cal, which is such an offensively minded team. Sometimes being locked in like that for so long, kind of get in your head and create kind of a mental block on offense. So it's interesting. I'm wondering if we're going to see Cal back in their usual form, putting up a lot more of, offensive pressure, offensive flurries. Like with here.
Here's Conlon down that same side, the right wing, and he flings one on net into the glove of Malo. Maybe that was going slightly behind the net. But Malo there with the glove. Important save after giving up that goal. Gets settled back in. And Malo's made many magnificent saves here early. Here's a fluttering puck shot, score! Henry Conlon finding the loose change in front of an empty net. Gives Cal a 2-0 lead. First half of the second period.
Well, it seems like I was right, and now the gates are open.
And that's what I was sitting here wondering when it was 1-0. How does UCSD change their style a little bit and get a little bit more offense on the netminder of Cal because they're down by 10 shots. And they've been playing a pretty good defensive system. And that's what I just keep wondering, okay, how's the Tritons going to change a little bit? Not get away from their system because it's been working, but they're going to have to put a little bit more offense on Cal or this game's going to be over because that's what I was talking about earlier. Cal just scores in bunches when they get going.
They've got a little bit more of a jump now after those two goals. Torria finding his way through the defense, and his shot tipped and deflected up into the netting off of a San Diego stick. We'll get a defensive zone draw for the Tritons.
I think you're right, Josh. I think somebody on the bench was listening to our broadcast and went down and told Devin, hey, we got to shut these guys up. And so all of a sudden they come out and get almost back-to-back goals. Good pickup on your part, Josh, on that one.
Henry Conlon with that second goal. Chicago, Illinois native. First season with the Golden Bears. Getting his third goal of the year here in the playoffs. Jack Burbank and Kodai Mizuno with the assists. Here's San Diego the other way. Snapshot blocked up and over Como in the net. Thrown across the slot. Off the near boards. Now pushed up through center. Tip in front. Chabaclo tried to redirect it towards the net. He pushed it behind and into the end boards. Tritons have had numbers through center. Now it's a nice pass in front of Como. What a great chance that was for Shamlu. Now Chua with some nice moves at center. Gains a head of steam across the blue line. Fires one on net. Stopped by Como. And Chua following the shot all the way to the net.
That little play, gentlemen, if you noticed it, that was pure Como on that one. He got his stick blade out there, and he blocked the pass down, or that was buried in the back of the net. Good heads-up play by the netminder for Cal.
Good note on that, Gary. That was Shamlu who had it poked away by Como.
Yeah, in just a couple of minutes, the momentum has changed a lot here.
Now Mizuno with some help. Lee breaking in towards the net. Rebound, score! Malo fought off the first shot. There was a rebound there. And who's going to get credit for tucking it home? We'll see who leads the fist bump line. It'll be Ryan Lee, giving Cal a 3-goal lead.
One thing I'm noticing now is the Tritons are kind of collapsing in front of their netminder, and they weren't doing that for the first period and a half, but the last 2 goals, they kind of just let Cal get in on top of their netminder. There's only so much the goalie's going to be able to do. So that's a great timeout. I think that was the Tritons that called it. He needs to settle them down.
So I think you're right. Head coach of the Tritons, Dylan Besseret, calling a timeout here at 9:14 of period 2. Cal ahead 3-0 after a scoreless first period. And Ryan Lee with the most recent goal in his first season with Cal Ice Hockey, a sophomore business major.
Yeah, well, in a matter of minutes, it's gone from UCSD having, a pretty contested shot at this game here in the second period to a major uphill battle, now being down 3 goals. A major momentum shift after that first Cal goal, and especially with the second coming so close in succession. As we were talking about, we're used to seeing Cal put in these goals in flurries, and usually when there's one Cal goal, a few more are coming behind it. So the Tritons definitely got to, fall back on where they were in the first period, really trust in their system, get out of their heads, and try their best to fight back, because otherwise this Cal team is looking to really finish this game.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but with Cal, it seems like once they get their first goal, they score 2 or 3 in bunches. That it just seems like it lights something under them, but that's what it strikes me as. They just score real quick after they get that first one, and then you have to kind of slow them down, but it's hard to do once they get their momentum going.
And especially when you're talking about San Diego collapsing a lot and kind of falling out of their system, part of that could be getting tired, but also when you're demotivated, it can be harder to, really keep it in your head that you can win this thing. And sometimes you just forget and you just fall back to old habits.
Well, that's why I thought it was a great timeout by the coach of the Tritons, because they had to figure out something, because, they kind of broke down there in 2 of those goals. And so it'll be interesting to see how the Tritons going to try to get some more offense, because that's definitely what they're going to have to do.
I think that was a wise timeout as well. Patrick Liu is shot off of a defenseman and into the netting. That's why we get the whistle.
Well, we're almost exactly halfway through the game, so the Tritons have about 30 minutes to crack the code to come back over this 3-0 deficit right here. Otherwise, it's going to be more Cal Bears dominance.
Certainly not out of it.
What I like to see him try to do, the Tritons, is just almost like do some stretch passes, go on the outside of the dots, and try to really make Cal spread out a little bit more, because I've noticed in the neutral zone, Cal's done a nice job of really shrinking it. And the way the Titans have been doing, they've been coming straight up. This time, if they would just go on the outside of the dot, they might be able to snap a couple of chances off that, but they're going to have to take some gambles here pretty soon.
Face off uncleanly by Cal, and a fluttering slap shot from Gable at the point. Never got on net. Out to center. Fought for. Now Cal takes it back the other way. Gable has a man in the slot. Roll off. Tried to muscle a shot. It went wide. Nice check at the far side by Bartolo. Keeps it in. San Diego finds it. Moving ahead the other way is Gutierrez. Gets past the red line, and he'll dump and chase. In the corner. Has a man. Shot on net from the far circle, and I think that was Tartaglia again. Firing one on Como, who was there with the answer.
One big adjustment I've seen Cal done in this period is they've increased their forechecking quite a bit, and that's causing, I think that's a good way to disrupt the Tritons' defensive plan, because Cal's definitely stepped up their game in the forecheck.
Baker. Outlet pass to McAvoy. Skates diagonally through center and carries it in. Hudson Gerke watching Reyna, and San Diego takes it away. Wismuller, 1-on-2, tries to get past the defense. He'll speed his way into the corner, get there first. Tartaglia to the point. There's a fluttering snapshot into the glove of Como, sliding from right to left. He freezes it again. 8:36 to go in the second.
Cal's done a nice job also of pushing off their forwards out a little bit further away from their netminder. They're getting them pushing the Tridents to the top of the slot, and there's no way they're going to be able to put the puck back Como from that distance without anybody in front.
The puck slowly slides on net. Como scoops it up and hands it back to the ref. We'll do another faceoff. And kept in for a moment by San Diego. Still held in. Nice effort there at the blue line by Max Lim. Spun back up the wall. D to D. Lim. Cross. Here's another snapshot. Looks like it was partially deflected and it ended up in the stick of, make that glove of Aiden Como. Shot from Logan DeFreitas from the right point. In his second season with UC San Diego. This is the only battle of two UC schools we'll see here in the playoffs. Next up, I think we've got University of Washington versus Washington State. It'll be the Apple Cup on ice. There's a slap shot off the right pad of Como. He jets across the crease to make another save on the rebound.
Yeah, two beautiful back-to-back saves there.
Had to be lightning quick. Now Cal maybe with a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Nahavandi tried to force the issue to Mizuno. Breaking down far side. Loose puck in front. Shot. Scores! Arya Nahavandi found a loose puck and just wound up. Fired it past the blocker side of Malo. Makes it a 4-0 Cal lead here in the second.
Yeah, this is definitely a little more of the Cal team we're used to here, showing off its offensive power.
Well, they're putting a lot more pressure on the Tridents compared to the first period. They've just really been attacking in the old zone quite a bit, which is a big change. And that, again, there's little adjustments you can make in periods, but Cal definitely has got a lot of life going right now.
That was also just beautiful shot there.
Yeah, stepped right into it. Worked back out to center now. Ten shots for Cal in the period to 7 for San Diego. Headman feed. Oh, just out of the reach of Patrick Liu. He'll be the first man to it. Negates the icing call. Dukakis trying to win the puck from Liu. Skating in to help support as Bartolo won the puck free. Wrist shot. And it glanced wide off of a defenseman. Another chance. Whistles over the top of the net. Liu from the far circle. Steps in. Fires one, and it's snared by Malo. And he'll hold on. Both teams will get a full change.
I think Cal, right now, they're working off all cylinders off there. It'll be interesting to see what San Diego does in between periods. They're going to have to take some major chance on this because down 4-0, that's an awful strong hill to climb playing a defensive style.
Yeah, I mean, their defense was really keeping them in this game in the first period, and it was what was giving them such a strong shot to, challenge the Bears on this game. But they're going to really have to take some big risks if they want to overcome such a steep deficit.
And to be frank, with a one and done tournament, you have no choice but to take some gambles because you really don't have anything to lose being down by 4. You might as well go ahead and go for it.
That's exactly right. Cal with its foot on the gas in the offensive end here. Flicked up and out of pressure by San Diego. Picked up by Nasta for Cal. Across the ice, Nasta couldn't pick up the puck. Jason Lee is there to help. Stick handles up the ice for McAvoy, who just backhands it in. Baker with a nice hit on Chua, but Chua got it up for his forward, Shamlu. On the forehand, tries to cut towards the net, and Como gets run into by his own skater, and Chua looks like getting some retaliation for maybe taking Trent Torria down into Como, and
Yeah.
now they're talking about it. Is this going to be allowed?
It's a goal. There's no question. Cal player kicked it in. He went into the netminder, and the puck went across the line, and I'm not sure the one Cal player took exception to it, but it was his own, and I don't know if it was D-man or not, but he's the one that knocked himself into the netminder, and the puck rolled in.
Well, I guess the question would be whether the player felt that the reason he went into the net was because of the Triton that he was with, and whether that constitutes some sort of interference if he was pushed in. But I feel like that's probably not the case here.
And I didn't pick it up. I didn't see it, and as a possible, I wish we had a replay going to, because that was a great point, Josh, because I did not think the Cal player pushed the Triton player into the Cal player that went into the netminder, but that's what was going on down there, and the goaltender had no hope of stopping it because he was knocked inside the net.
Head coach Devin Cox wants an explanation from the officials. He's down at the boards.
Seems the officials aren't having it. They just want to leave the call on the ice and move on, get the game moving.
Well, you know it wasn't malicious by the Titan player if he did push the player into him, because it was actually in the mid of the slot on that one. It was just one of those fluke plays that caught it right. He slid in his own netminder.
So San Diego gets on the board, and they're going to assess Trent Torria a penalty here before they drop the puck for the faceoff. It looks like there's 5-on-5 still. Nope. Mark Reyna going off.
I think it was for his retaliation at the end when he got up and took a shot at the Triton player.
Now the Tritons sending out some other skaters in lieu of a 5-on-4 man advantage. Okay, so at 15:01, San Diego gets on the board. Jack Burbank would like to answer. He's got to settle a rolling puck, fighting for it along the wall. Tangled up in the corner. Burbank on the forecheck, strips it away. Loose puck in front of Malo. Burbank turns and fires, stopped by the Triton netminder.
What an effort there by
Backhanded
Jack Burbank.
Into the slot, centered. Burbank tried to fire it on net from there, but you're right. What a ferocious forecheck by Burbank to create all that himself.
Yeah, 3-on-1 as well. Just taking on the entire team, keeping the puck in the defensive zone for the Tritons on this power play.
They have
amazing forecheck work.
No doubt about that. Cal almost kept it in again. Mizuno was dancing at the blue line, but they play it back to the defense, which kills some time and now clears it all the way down. Banks off the corner boards. Malo stops it. Pressure by Chabaklo, though. So he turns it to the near side. Chabaklo in on the forecheck with Patrick Liu. San Diego's going to have to tag up. Nice poke check by Liu. He might have a breakaway. Liu picks up the puck, skates in. He draws a penalty as it was stopped by Malo. Now picked up. Malo with another sprawling left pad save on Chabaklo, who carried the puck in front all by himself. And San Diego's going to go to the box here for, what is it, a slash? Looks like it. And so with 40 seconds on Trent Torria's penalty, We'll skate 4-on-4 until that's over. And Cal will have a minute 20 power play.
Well, there's no question, gentlemen. The tempers are starting to flare a little bit more. You're seeing some extra little stick work, especially behind the play. So I think it's going to become a spirited game here at this present pace.
Well, I'm sure some of the Tritons are wondering how they kind of lost control of this game so fast. And just a matter of minutes halfway through this period, it went from 0-0 to 3 or even 4-0. And so that that can get in your head a little bit. And even on both sides, with so much of this game contested, and especially with some of the weirdness that has gone on, that can make people frustrated. Tempers flare.
Alex Titoian with a penalty. Comes Cal the other way. McAvoy behind the net. And he tries to shovel it back in front. Nobody there, and it got deflected. Back to the point anyway. And chipped out by San Diego all the way down. We skate 4-on-4 for another 5 seconds. Then Cal gets a man advantage. Jason Lee deflects it down. Chua behind the net for San Diego. Fan on a clearing attempt. Now Lou, first man there, kicks it to himself. Has time and space. Cal on the 5-on-4 power play now. Chabaklo dancing with the puck far side. Hands it off down low. Bartolo scaling up the far wall. Mizuno quarterbacking. Gets it back. Has a man back door. Nice deflection by Bartolo, who was facing the point, but through his legs directed it just wide of the net. Fancy looking play there by Cal to try to sneak one through on this man advantage. They're up by 3. Up ice for Lou. Spins back off of pressure. Banks it off the boards. Chabaklo turns, fires through traffic, and it hits a couple of skaters and ends up along the near wall. Baker from the corner. Carries back up the wall. Dolan. Sauced across the zone for Chabaklo. Into the slot. Wrist shot. Settled by Bartolo, who gloved it down to his stick. San Diego finds it and clears. That'll do it for both penalties. We are back to full strength with under 2 minutes to go in the second. Some goals, though, in this period. Make that Cal leads San Diego by 3. And ever since the start of that power play, Cal's been on the attack. Here's another shot by Brendan Baker. Malo with the freeze. By the way, today is Brendan Baker's father's birthday. He said it's his 30th birthday. No, I'm just kidding. But he looks 30. That's what Brendan said. A big shout out to Eric Baker tuning in. And a big shout out to everybody tuning in and watching the game this morning. We'll be here all day, bringing you the PAC 8 playoff coverage. And up next, it's the Battle of Washington. Washington State versus UW. The Apple Cup on Super Bowl weekend. You guys going to watch the Super Bowl?
Oh, definitely.
I'm not. I'm going to skip it. I feel like we've seen the Eagles, Chiefs every year. What about you, Gary?
I'm kind of with you, Ryan. I don't really have a vested interest in either one of those two teams.
Same here. My Vikings got eliminated per usual, so I don't have any interest.
I just want to see the Chiefs lose, man.
Here comes San Diego, 35 to go. In the second, snapshot on Como. He blockered it out and now directs it into the near corner with some traffic and pushing and shoving in front. Chua slides one on net, directed into Como. Make that redirected into Como, who was sitting back. He froze it. 21 seconds left on the second period clock.
But that's what the Tritons did really well. They moved the guy right in front of Como. Great save, but that's what they're going to have to do. They have got to block his vision.
Defensive zone face-off win by the Golden Bears. And a quarterback pass over everybody intended for Nahavandi. Went the length of the ice with the waning seconds of the period on the clock. Cal trying to force something in front of Malo. Play will expire in the corner as Jason Lee was pressuring San Diego's Sorab Shamlu, who's been all over the ice for San Diego, creating a lot of quality chances. And, well, gentlemen, we've got some scoring here in period 2. And Cal will enter the third up by 3 after the intermission. Thoughts on the second?
Definitely a big momentum shifter. It went from a very locked-in game to, very much in Cal's favor, at least as of right now. I mean, this isn't an impossible hill to climb for UCSD. They definitely have shown that they can hang with this Cal team and shut them down defensively and prevent them from scoring more. Now it's just a matter of, are they able to find the creative plays? Are they able to, take the risks that are needed in order to score those 3 goals in order to get them, back in the game?
And that's what I'm interested in, to see what kind of adjustments the Tritons try to make to open up their offense a little more, because they finally settled down. And again, I mentioned earlier, but Cal seems like once they get a goal, within about 3 or 4 minutes after that goal, they seem to just score in bunches. They got that calmed down. So now I want to see what the Tritons do, because they definitely have to open it up. There's no question about it. There's time to do it. But that's what I'm intrigued with. What are they going to do to change their style a little bit? Keep honest to their system, but they're going to have to open up a little bit more and take a few more risks.
And we're going to step aside here for intermission number 2 and bring you period number 3 in just about 11 minutes. Clock is running here in the Eastern Washington University Rec Center. During the intermission, go ahead in the comments, tell us if you're watching the Super Bowl, who you're going for, or if you're like me and you're not going to watch it at all, you're going to go to a coffee shop instead. We'll be here. Period number 3 is next, right here live on Facebook and YouTube from Eastern Washington. Welcome back in. Period number 3. Just getting set to go here. Ryan Carlson with Josh Gores and Gary Allen all back in position here for the third. Right off the bat, we've got an icing call on San Diego. No. Yes, we do. I think that's an icing. Looked like there might have been a penalty called, but they're going to take the face-off all the way down to Gary's end of the ice. And, well, you're at the same level that we are, Gary, but you got the task of analyzing both defenses and offenses down there the whole game. Well, now they're coming back to center ice, but how's the position down there?
Well, I think it's a great view, actually. You can kind of see some of the inner workings, but I'm intrigued in the first 5 minutes of this. If the Tritons are going to get back in it, they're going to have to do something in the first 5 minutes.
Here comes Chabaklo for Cal, cutting into the slot with space. Shot stopped by Malo. That was a big point-blank save there, Gary, and Chabaklo just snaked his way right into the slot and fired it.
Well, and that's what we mentioned in the second period. Cal has definitely got back to most of their games, and I'm used to seeing them. And they're opportunistic, and now I think they're kind of putting enough heat on the Tritons that they're coughing the puck up a little bit more, and that's going to be dangerous for the Tritons to stay in this game.
And that's what we talked about, gentlemen. The Tritons are going to have to empty the tank, give everything they've got to come back against this 3-goal deficit. Tholam for Cal. Hands off to Lee. Ran into the boards. And given away. Peter Dukakis took it from Lee. Now Havandi couldn't hold the blue line. Golden Bears keep possession. Up the ice. Chabaklo again. Waits for new recruits. Backhands one down for Nahavandi. Up top. Shot blocked. That came from the point of Turia. He was there. And now Tartaglia in the corner. Other end of the ice for San Diego. Burbank has an assist on one of the goals. Back in his home state. Taken over by San Diego. Wrist shot. Rebound on Como. They score! It was a shot from the tangent of the left circle that generated a rebound off Como and was poked through, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-goal game just a minute 36 into period 3.
This is exactly what the Tritons were looking for here. Is they needed to score, and they needed to score fast in order to change the momentum enough to give them a shot. And now they have it.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And that was a rare rebound that Como gave up. Usually you don't see that out of him. And good for the Tritons. kept charge of the nets. But one thing I picked up is the Tritons are kind of chasing Cal now, and that's definitely going to go into the Bears' favor if they keep doing that. But yeah, it was crucial to get on the scoreboard on that one. Like I said, the first 5 minutes was going to be huge for the Tritons.
Yeah, now we'll see whether that's going to, motivate the Bears to get back in the game a little bit and start scoring again. And then it'll be a matter of whether the Tritons can fend off another onslaught or flurry of chances like they were getting in the second.
Well, it will surprise me because I know Devin, the coach of Cal, it seemed Cal kind of let up when they first came out, and I don't think that's going to bode well. I'm sure he's going to have a conversation with his team on the bench because the game's not over right now.
2-goal game. San Diego starting the period exactly how they hoped to or drew it up in the locker room. Patrick Liu enters for Cal, puts on the brakes, looks for a trailer. Dolan keeps it in and flicks a shot just wide of the net. Chua in the corner, battling against Baker. We got a penalty behind the play, holding the call. Either Andrew Chua or Brendan Baker are going to be the guilty party here on this one. Nobody sure in the penalty box. Looks like Chua is going to go as San Diego's penalty box opens. Chua is in his third season with UC San Diego, has a career total of 213. Make that 231 penalty minutes. Leads the team this year with 69 of them and will now make it 71.
Now, this is going to be obvious. This is exactly what San Diego did not need. They can't go down a man with the way Cal plays. They're just dealing with fire if they keep taking penalties.
Got the scoreboard back on their screen there. Cal with a little 4-on-1 developing and trying to cut in front and take a backhand shot was Bartolo. It just went wide, maybe fought off by Marlowe. Wrist shot from the point, through traffic. Into the glove of Marlowe, who saw it, and he holds on. No rebound, solid save. 30 seconds gone by in this Triton penalty kill.
But give Cal credit on that one. They put some traffic in front of the netminder, and he did a great job of finally picking it up at the end. But I've noticed that's a little change Cal's done in this period so far, as they're trying to get some traffic in front of the netminder.
No power play goals in this game. Here's Taria. Filtering one down low for Reyna. He carries behind the net. One-timer shot from the far circle. Rebound is loose. Everybody digging for it. And falling down while his netminder covers it was Tartaglia. Marlowe made another big save.
Marlowe did a great job of tracking that down because he knew it was around his pad somewhere when he was trying to really kind of spot it. And then all of a sudden it showed up, and he did a nice job of putting his glove over the top of it, or Cal was close to pushing that in.
Loose puck. Dolan slides in and swipes it towards the net. Blocked. Has it again. After Chabaklo found him near side. Cross ice. Look for a man backdoor. Reyna fell to one knee in an attempt for a one-timer. Now ahead. Up the ice. It's backhanded into Como's glove. And that was a partial break for Tatoian, who had an assist on that goal in this period. Here comes Cal. 40 seconds left on the power play. Shot off the mask of Malo. Feels weird to say Malo because, especially as a Sharks fan, you're so used to saying Patrick Marleau. It wasn't a goalie, but there's also a Marleau on this San Diego, or make that a Marley. Madden Marley on this Triton team.
You're going way back on the San Diego team on Marleau. That was a ways back.
That's not too far back.
Well,
a few years.
Yeah, a couple.
That was my childhood, Thornton and Marlowe.
My childhood as well.
As a Sharks fan, now both members retired by
I'm surprised Thornton's still not playing.
Well, it seemed like he would never stop.
Right? Probably didn't want to. He's still around the organization plenty. 5 gone by in this third period here. Taken away by San Diego as we're back to full strength. It's Shamlou trying to create something in front of Como. Got tripped up. His own teammate was down there.
Nice poke by Como as well.
Here's Bartolo down the left the other way. Trying to raise one on Malo. And he fought it off. Enzo Gable back to get it for Cal. Got a penalty behind the play upcoming. We might get a tripping call to the Golden Bears.
Interestingly enough, I think he might have just stepped on the puck. That's what it looked like from here, but definitely looked like more of a tripping call from behind. So I could definitely see that getting called.
Henry Conlon, 2 minutes tripping at 5:36 of the third.
No question, Colin knew that he got it because he didn't even hesitate. He just skated straight toward the penalty box.
He did.
So, he didn't at all blink. He just kept going.
Well, San Diego with a power play chance here, down by 2. Over 5 minutes gone by in the third period. And Chua unable to hold it in at the point. Tatoian plays it down low. Chua first man there. Looked for somebody in front. Tatoian keeps it in. He spun and tried to get it to a man far side. Intercepted by Cal. And they skate back the other way. Mizuno, 2-on-2. Cal short-handed, had Chabaclo with him. And he tried to fight for possession of the loose puck. Tritons win it back. Tatoian knocked off the puck. Chua is trying to line his man up in Chabaclo, and he's going to get called for an interference on Chabaclo. He kind of stuck his leg out there, too. Chabaclo letting him know. Chua will go back to the box. That negates the rest of this power play for San Diego. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the next minute 10.
That was a blatant penalty on the try, and he didn't even try for the puck. He just went straight for the guy, and that was an easy call by the referee. Which kind of surprised me because he had a great shot at getting the puck and actually start breaking up toward the ice because one of his line mates started to shoot out for that. And Tritons are trying to do this now. You're picking it up more. They're trying to do that stretch breakout pass, and that would have been a great opportunity for him.
Chua's second penalty of the period. And you're right, he had a clear shot at just picking up the puck, continuing the San Diego power play. But here come the Tritons the other way. Nice back check by Torria to break it up with a stick check on Max Lim.
Great pickpocket by him. Unbelievable. That would have been a point-blank shot.
McAvoy the other way. Slows up, and he got it poked away from him by Dukakis. 2-on-1 for San Diego. They crisscross. High slot, and a shot whistles wide of Como. Banks off the end boards, and back the other way. Here we go. Opening up here a bit. McAvoy. Snapshot wide of Malo. 20 seconds left of 4-on-4. Here comes San Diego. Back up ice. Logan DeFreitas. Now Mark Reyna directs the puck up to Mizuno. Puts on the brakes. Across for Lee. Back up top. Enzo Gable quickly backhands one over to Mizuno. Plays it off the boards for Reyna, who charges in. First one there. Back up the wall, Mizuno. Low for Lee now. Behind the net. Stick handling. And he tried to go back up to the point for Gable. But it was deflected off a stick and went back to the Cal defensive blue line. Enzo Gable lined up by Tartaglia. And now San Diego with a second to clear the puck on this penalty kill, which has 20 seconds left on it. Mizuno with speed. Gets through center. Coughed it up, though. San Diego clears. Length of the ice. Como out to play it. Chua out of the box. Up ice for Mizuno. has time to look for a man. Flutters one. Looking for Dolan. Max Lim got tripped up with the puck, and they're going to get Cal for a tripping penalty here. I didn't see any Golden Bear near that skater that fell to the ice.
Well, initially, when he tried to dump the puck in, it was inadvertent because his stick was up toward the Triton's waist, and it kind of came down right at the end when he was breaking away, when he peeled off. And it was one of those really close calls. The referee could have let that go. But then on the other hand, that was a good call because he did get his stick down low by his skates.
Well, here we are again. San Diego with a 5-on-4 power play. Top skaters are out there for San Diego, including Chua, who's back now to get it. Saucers one ahead from Miller. Sean Miller with space starts to skate up ice. Leaves one behind him for a shot by Gutierrez. And now San Diego will set up in its own offensive zone. Gable able to work the puck free and get it out to center. Chabacco almost chipped it by his man on the far side, Hudson Gerke. And now Gutierrez in. Cal pushed the puck up the other way, though. Shorthanded. Chabacco weaving in. Scores! Roofs a backhand up top on Malo. And a shorthanded goal for Roy Chabacco gives Cal a 3-goal lead again.
Yeah, beautiful backhand there to put Cal back into a much stronger lead against the UCSD Tritons. 10 minutes to go. Back to a 3-goal deficit for the Tritons.
Saka did a great job of deking two of the Tritons players in the backhand. I think Marlowe decided he was going to go out and try to poke it out of him, but an excellent backhand shot in the top corner. But the moves that he did to get free was superb.
Chabacco with some smooth skating. And what a backhand shot that was.
Situation growing more dire for the UCSD Tritons as they try to close this gap with
and I was getting
just
ready
10
to
minutes to go.
say how important that power play was for the Tritons to get back in the game, and then to give that up. That could be devastating for them.
Here comes Shamlou. And the puck worked towards the net. Como was down. Chua kept the puck in with a check on Nahavandi. Lost his stick. Shamlou. Far side backdoor. Rister fought off by Como. Nasta finds it and clears it just past the San Diego defense. Cal still on the penalty kill. It's about to expire, though, in 8 seconds. Chua. Near side boards. Trying to get it deep. It's going to go off for a change now as Cal looks up ice. Here's Taria skating smoothly through everybody. Taria fought off by Malo. Nice snapshot by Taria. Good save by the Triton goalie. Keeps us a 3-goal game. Under 10 to go in the third.
That's another subtle difference I've noticed. Cal's opening up on their speed, and the Tritons, what they were doing well before, they were taking the man and trying to get them off their stride, and now they're trying to just play the puck, and Cal's just walking around them like they're not even there.
Clean face-off win. Flung towards the net. Now Cal controls, maintains possession. Patrick Liu, some nice footwork. Trying to maintain possession now in the corner. It's one free by Marley. And skating with it, Gutierrez now. Across neutral ice. I'm sorry about the score bar camera. This one passed into the crease of Como. He fought it off. Now fired by Marley. Up to the point. Shot fanned on by DeFreitas. He's going to have to get back here as Reyna strides ahead down the right wing. And a snapshot on Malo, who swallows the shot. 8:21 left in the third. And Malo has faced, I think they're going to change it, update it to 40 shots now on goal. Played well for San Diego and still keeping them in this thing.
Model's played outstanding hockey. He's just had a superb game. Don't let the 5 goals fool you. He's just been rock solid for the Tritons.
I mean, just look at the shot clock for the answer there. 39 shots on goal for the Bears.
And this one sneaks through and goes in. Enzo Gable celebrates as he was in the corner below the goal line, and just throw it to the net, see what happens. This one sneaks by. Cal up by 4, 6-2.
Now that one he would like back. I think it caught him off guard on exactly the direction. I think he was looking for the Cal player out front and it squirted by him. But minus that one, he's played an outstanding game. He's done really well for the Tritons. Well, Josh, what do you think the Tritons got to do now? Take major gambles, shoot some defensemen down? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation to be in because a lot of your
breakaway. Oh, offside. Sorry. Stretch pass for Nahavandi. They call him offside. Josh, sorry. Please continue.
I was going to say it's a little bit of a tough situation, especially when so much of your game has kind of hindered on, shutting down the other team's offense and really being strong defensively. Having a deficit like this just doesn't really play into UCSD's strengths. So, yeah, I frankly think they're going to have to start taking risks and, look right around 3 minutes looking at pulling the goalie and, even trying to get whatever advantage you can in order to get back into this game late.
Trabaclo finishes his check behind the play on Max Lim, and it's rifled into the zone by San Diego. They're going to try to set up shop. They got a 4-goal mountain to climb. In the single elimination tournament, San Diego on the brink. Nice move by Lim at the point. Wrist shot by Sean Miller on net. Gloved by Como, who saw it the whole time. And he freezes for a face-off.
But I think the Tritons are definitely going to have to get out of their defensive style because to generate offense, they are going to have to take some major gambles on it. But again, you have nothing to lose with a one-and-done tournament. And you're down by 4. You might as well change it up on them, see if you can catch Cal off guard.
Here comes Patrick Liu, turning back up the wall. Taken away and now moved up through center by San Diego. Inamura for Shamlu. Shu Inamura has it again, and the shot just wide. Backhanded for Shamlu. One-timer try, blocked by Nasta. Followed it into the corner. Plays it up the boards. Now Chua. Bumped as he tried to keep the puck in. Now it's cleared. The length of the ice by Cal. No icing as it was deflected by San Diego behind its netminder, Malo. Conlon knocks it down at center. Left for McAvoy, who spun it behind the Triton net. Chua there. Takes a bump from Roloff. Cal kept it in. It's offensive end momentarily. McAvoy did that. Poked away by the Tritons at center. Tossed wide of the net. First one to it is DeFreitas. Battle won by McAvoy, who escapes the zone. Conlon past the red line. He'll get it deep. Roloff. Fighting against Logan DeFreitas in the corner. And emerging with it is Gutierrez. Off the glass, off the boards, and down. Gable, nice move defensively to elude the pressure and escape. Work the breakout up to Henry Conlon. Some back and forth possession here through center ice. Lead, able to knock it by Madden Marley, Washington, D.C. native. The nation's capital. Now Dolan. Down into the corner. Cal just playing the possession game here.
Yeah, Cal's definitely slowed down their game, which give them kudos because they're just trying to eat up clock now, and it's working for them. They're clogging everything up for the Tritons.
Trying to sneak by here is Alex Tatoian. Triton's going to give it everything they've got. 4.5 left. Here's a wrist shot by Tatoian into Como, who is there and makes the stop. Nothing after the play. Some friendly taps to Tatoian there from some Cal players back and forth. I'd like to see that. No tempers flaring down there. But with 4.5 left, you got to keep your eye down to our left on Malo. See when they're going to pull the goalie for an extra attacker and throw all they've got on Aiden Como.
Well, it's a risk, no question about it, but being down by 4 goals, I'm kind of with Josh. I could see it at 3.5 minute mark. I mean, that's a lot of points you're going to have to get on the Cal's netminder, and he's tough to beat, but you might as well swing for the fences now.
Como's off the ice now. Yusuf Akbas is in the net for Cal. Como is sitting on the bench.
Did he start the third period, or did he just make a switch recently? I didn't know. I didn't see the change.
I think it just happened. Como just got off the ice at that last whistle. Chabaklo ran into Sean Miller. Here's Bartolo. Nahavandi touched it with a high stick. And they're just going to blow it dead rather than letting the puck sit there.
So what can you tell me about the goaltender that Cal put in now? Because I've only seen Como play. So,
yeah, Yusuf Akbas in his senior year at UC Berkeley. He actually played both games against UC San Diego back in December, won them both. And he's from Southern California, the Irvine area. And this season, he's played 9 games, has a 5-0 record. 3.3 goals against average, 87% of shots faced. He's saved. And he was the starting goalie last year. And it looks like Sepinen stepping up for Akbas right now after the shot and some traffic in front of Akbas.
And I was wondering if he didn't play last year because I thought I recognized the names. So
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, he was their main guy last year. Went 7-5-1 in last season's regular season standings, or statistics rather. Shot from the point. Deflected wide of Akbas in net. San Diego down by 4 with 3 minutes to go in period 3. Behind the red line, Cal slides it behind the goal. So icing called here.
It's looking like the Tritons are just going to keep the netminder in and play it out the way it is because they're not making any kind of motion at all to pull them.
And it looks like head coach Devin Cox is going to call a timeout here. Little extra breather for the guys.
This is a great time. I'm going to jump in and give a little plug here for the URC. If you're out there thinking about coming out and you're worrying about, well, what are we going to eat? We're going to eat before. Their full concession is operating now. They started it right before this game. And they're going to run all the way through the night. And they got some good stuff there. So if that's what's holding you back right now, zip on out here because you will not be unhappy.
Is that across the way upstairs there?
It is right across, right when you walk in the front doors is right to your right. And they're all set up. And they do have some really good food that they sell, and it's extremely reasonable.
Such a nice facility here. Gary, you and I were talking about it last night during the skills comp. I mean, you look behind us, and there's a indoor basketball court in the rec center with it looks like a track on top.
Yes.
And then you got a full gym, both looking out onto the ice surface here in the heart of campus at Eastern Washington University. Really just a wonderful spot, wonderful location on campus. And really the best setting for PAC-A playoffs here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building.
The main event. Dolan diagonally for Mizuno. Enters the zone. Back to action here. 2:40 left in the third. Cal up by 4. Backhanded in front. One time by Reyna. Loose puck. It's rolling across the goal line in the crease, and then a dog pile on Malo. Keeps the puck out with the assistance, with the aid of his own teammates down there.
Malo did a good job. He went to the butterfly style, and he lost the puck, but he had his pad down on the ice, and it just kind of rolled toward him, and then he finally picked it up. A nice play by him. He's, like I said, I can't say enough good things about that netminder. He's played extremely well today.
Malo's been great.
Kumo was outstanding also, but I expected out of him because I've seen him before, and I haven't seen him have a bad game this year.
Malo freezes this one as well.
Now, this is not a fair question. I admit that, Ryan and Josh, but what's the most points have been scored on Cal this year? Do you know off the top of your head?
Probably like 4 or 5.
I'd say, 4 or 5.
See, and that surprised me. I was going to guess maybe 3. So
There were a couple, I think, high-scoring games that they still won, but
I think 5 might be right, because I think just a little while ago, Cal hosted San Jose State for the Battle of the Bay. Spartans will play later today up here. And it was a 7-5, 8-5 final.
yeah. Yeah, that's the question with the Bears is you might be able to score on them, but the question is, are you going to be able to stop them from scoring almost twice as many on you?
yeah. And the key is no question about it. Once they get that first goal, if you can slow them down for the first couple, 2-3 minutes, like I mentioned the first, and where they don't score in bunches, then you got a shot. If you don't, they're hard to beat.
Taria bobbled it at the blue line, but did a nice job positionally to get back and prevent the speedy Sean Miller from having a chance. Chua knocks it down with a high touch. Conlon picks up, drops it off, and a wrist shot by Lou into a block. Minute and a half left. Up ice. Out of the reach of Patrick Lou, they're going to call icing because Cal was behind its the red line.
And does San Jose Western game, is that the one at 5 o'clock tonight?
Yes.
That will be interesting. Both teams are extremely rugged and physical. That's a big part of their game. So it just dawned on me like that could be a very interesting game to watch.
That'll be a fun one. Cal trying to set something up here. Make that San Diego. Trying to set something up here in the offensive end, but Cal worked it free, back out to center.
Lucky not to pull the goaltender.
Shot into the glove of Akbas, who snatched that one out of the air off the shot by the captain, Reese Wismuller.
That's a glove save with style.
Yeah, that was a nice.
Great glove save. Got some other teams here in attendance. It looks like most of the Eastern Washington Eagles are taking in some of the action before their game tonight. And Washington State's here. Well, they play next, so they're just checking it out before going into the locker room. Max Lim now. Coughed it up. Chabaklo has got 2 goals this game. Skating down the left side and tried for a hat trick, but it was shut down by Malo, who read him this time and moved with him across the crease, stopped it, and holds on with 36.6 seconds to go.
Give the Titans a lot of credit. They came in with a good game plan. It worked for a long time in this game. It was just unfortunate for them. They couldn't generate more offense. But they played a good game. Nice shot.
Shot score for Arya Nahavandi, who roofs it on Malo. Puts Cal up by 5 with 28 seconds to go. We just kind of turned around and snapped that one upstairs.
Yeah, the rebound came out almost right on his stick, and he just did a one-timer.
Nahavandi, the San Diego native, adds one more here in the first game of these PAC-8 playoffs.
Triton's trying to end strong here in the last 20 minutes of play time. 20 seconds, sorry.
Akbas left it behind the net, up the boards, held in for a moment by the Tritons, and then banked off the defenseman and into the Cal bench, shot of Hudson Gerke from Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Neutral ice puck drop. And that should do it. Time expires as the puck flipped up in the air by Patrick Nasta. And a relatively disciplined game, gentlemen. California Golden Bears will move on as the highest remaining seed into tomorrow's semifinal matchup. So they'll face the lowest remaining seed out of the remaining field that all have yet to play, and they'll all take the ice later today. And that's the season for the UC San Diego Tritons, who put up a good fight, kept things scoreless in the first, and then they faced a 4-1 deficit going into the third. Cal ending up on top 7-2. An entertaining game to start the weekend here at the PAC-8 playoffs, and it was exciting first period, and Cal just loaded the net and proved why they're the number one team going into the tournament in the second and third periods, and solid effort all around it. But a big tip of the cap to UC San Diego's goalie, Matthew Malo.
He was outstanding. The kid played lights out. Again, you got to give credit to the Cal netminder. He played a tremendous game. It almost worked for the Tritons that came in, and it was working for a good period and a half. And then Cal did what Cal does. They just unloaded, and they scored in bunches and took the wind out of the Tritons. But great job. It was an entertaining game for the most part. So it was a good watch. It was just interesting to see how Cal got back into it. And again, they rely on scoring in bunches, and it worked for them today.
I mean, it was definitely a more interesting game than I think any of us were expecting from today. You know, the Tritons, we got to give them credit for really staying into it for the first, half of playtime. They were able to really, really frustrate the Golden Bears and shut down their offense like we haven't seen a lot of other teams do this season. Unfortunately, they just weren't able to keep it going all the way through.
Well, everybody, some friends saying hi to each other on the ice from both teams. Patrick Liu chatting with Reese Wismueller. And Cal ice hockey team saluting the fans here in attendance today as they exit the ice. And we'll go on camera here, Josh, and tell everybody the remaining schedule, which we've got right here. So we don't have a graphic up on the screen. Some of the viewers here are watching. Let's you want to turn that just a little bit more this way? Just because Josh is, you know what? We can do this.
We can turn off
the scoreboard. We're gonna have to solo this camera feed. Oops, I just did it and then I took it off. So here we go. We don't have a graphic or anything for the remaining games on the schedule, but we could tell you right here because we've got it. Maybe if you want to take a photo of it, can we do that? I don't know if it could show.
Just bring it up very close.
Yeah, bring it up close. There's the schedule. Of course, read it to you if you don't want to take a photo. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll read it to you. At 1 p.m., so 45 minutes from now, it's the Apple Cup, the Washington State Apple Cup. We've got Washington State from down the freeway in Pullman taking on the University of Washington over in the Seattle area, just north of Seattle. At 4 p.m., we've got San Jose State, the Spartans, taking on Western Washington, who drove here from Bellingham. And at 7 p.m., the primetime matchup, it's the 4 and 5 seeds taking each other on. It's the University of Southern California, the Trojans, against Eastern Washington, the home team, the host team for
That'll be a
the
fun one.
playoffs, and that's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah, USC upset number 1 UW last year for a very interesting game and kind of shook up the standings there. It'll be fun to see them play in front of hopefully a very rowdy home crowd.
Oh, I expect most of the stands to be filled for that one, as students just have to walk over to the rec center, and they'll be here for the playoffs. Well, for our color guy, Gary Allen, who's down there hanging out on the headset. Gary, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next game.
You will.
And for my color guy, Josh Gores, and our wonderful camera operator, Harper Mead. Great work for today's game. And, well, she'll be around all playoffs, which is great. So great to have her help. I'm Ryan Carlson. Hope you enjoyed this first game of the playoffs. And we'll see you in 40 minutes or so for the Apple Cup on ice between the two Washington teams. It's going to be a fun one. We'll both be here. We'll all be here. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and stay here on the Eastern Washington Facebook and YouTube right back here at 1 p.m. See you then.